Okay, so the video begins at whatever timestamp is showing on the screen, and there are timestamps in the description, but I've got some stuff to knock out the way first, so here we go. This is not a recap, okay? I repeat, this is not a recap, and I do not normally review movies and TV shows, okay? But I'm temporarily bedridden right now, so I've had nothing but time to watch season 5 of the show You several times, 3 times to be exact, and I am convinced that this show wants to make the viewer feel bad for liking the show. Without any further dudes, let's get into it. I don't want to go over his childhood and like the early stages for too long because we all kind of sort of know what happened. Okay, so boom, Joe was abused. He was neglected and physically abused as a kid, right? His mama neglected the hell out of him. I don't know what the hell she had going on. That was some weird shit. She would leave him like at the beach and in grocery stores and stuff and run off with men. I don't know what the fuck she got going on, but that's what she was doing. And then the daddy was like burning cigarettes on him, out on him. It's crazy. He was real abused. But anyway, his mama was like clearly emotionally unavailable. I said I wasn't going to go into his childhood. I guess I am. Clearly emotionally unstable, right? And she done showed little bitty baby Joe a gun and said that they was gonna kill him and all kinds of stuff. Now, girl, why in the hell would you show that to your son and then tell him to hide in the closet where the gun is at and then be surprised when the little boy shoot the man? What is okay? All right. Joe has been surrounded by emotionally unstable women, and his mama was the first one. So, boom, he kills his daddy or the stepdaddy. Honestly, I don't know what that relationship was. Whatever. He kills dude. Mama says, I don't want him no more. So, boom, he gets shipped off to the orphanage, right? So, Mr. Mooney, I don't know how Mr. Mooney picked them up off the orphanage. I don't know if because Mr. Mooney was supposed to be what it was, a Russian prison guard, a former Soviet prison guard. Okay, so first of all, was you going to the orphanage looking for kids? Or was this like a work program because he was a little bit older? I don't know. That orphanage did not do a very good job of keeping up with these kids because Joe ran into his mama and the new baby later on in the season. But listen, we're not finna get into that. All right. He was in an orphanage and then somehow he became the ward of Mr. Mooney, who was a crazy ass man that locked them in bookcases. As I'm describing this show, it sounds crazy as hell. So with his daddy burning cigarettes out on him, his mama leaving him to go and do whatever behind the grocery store with random men folk, and Mr. Mooney locking him up in bookshelves and in bookcases and whatnot. By the time he gets to Candace Stone, he's already fucked up in the head. He's already Captain Save-A-Ho. So did he really have a chance, y'all? Did he? Candace motherfucking Stone. Okay, don't do it that way. Okay. Okay, so Candace Stone. Okay, so boom, we got Candace Stone. Candace Stone wasn't like a damsel in distress, more like a bitch that needed a little bit of help. But I mean, like the way that she was talking to her bandmates really should have just been, Joe, you really be ignoring all the red flags. But anyway, he falls super hard for this girl who clearly does not care about anything or anyone other than herself, right? But he thinking like, oh, okay, maybe I could get into her because she a smart girl and she in the band. That's the name of a book, and he like books. So he's like, yeah, I'm Mr. Romantic. And BT dubs, not just books, but movies, TV shows, all types of shit, tells women that, hey, this is the type of man that you want. You want a man that'll fuck a nigga up for you or that'll kill for you, right? But you like, oh, I mean, I love the idea that he would want to kill for me, but he ain't gonna kill for, like, that is really fucked up and toxic anyways. She is the beginning of the long list of women who think they are fucking superheroes. So when he tried to kill her, that was like, okay, let's go over let's go over this, because this is really it really do be kind of pissing me off the way that people be talking about Joe and Candace, right? So let's go over it. The bitch was cheating on him. She was cheating. And so Joe took care of the other man's, like, he pushed him. That was a crime of passion. Like, I don't know. I don't think Joe was like, ooh, I'm finna kill him. It was just more like, you sitting on the ledge and I'ma push him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he was like really thinking, but because he got away with that, just kind of like, well, shit, maybe I can do whatever the hell I want. So yeah, he kidnaps Candace. He knocks her. Wait, did he knock her out? Yeah, he knocked her out. That was weird. That was weird as hell that he knocked her out. It was weird as hell that he put her in the back of a van, which BT Dubs, where's that van? Whose van was it? Was it her van? He was using the band's van? Lord have mercy. Anyways, it was weird that he knocked her out. It was weird that he put her in the back of the van. And it was super weird that he took her out to the woods to talk. Like, I really wish that we had seen a little bit more. Like, maybe in the final season, maybe in that episode, where we get like all the Beck flashbacks and whatnot. Maybe we could do like a little bit of a flashback on him, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have these zip ties, and if she says she don't love me, then I'm gonna kill her. Maybe we would feel differently if we had seen the events happen that way. And it's just kind of like, yeah, he take you out to the woods, the fuck else is he gonna do to you? Like, you're not having a picnic in the middle of the night. Like, yeah, he's gonna kill you. But at the same time, Joe is weird. So I don't know. Like, would this be a normal Joe act? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. And she was running from him. She was like, please. If she would have just been quiet and calm, cool, and collected, listen to what he had to say, and then be like, nah, nigga, you crazy. You gonna let me go or not? Like, if she would have just, you know what I mean? But nah, she like, ooh, I'm sorry. And then she gonna try to run in them heels. No less. In them heels. You don't know where you are, ma'am. You don't know where you are. And I get it. It's just kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll get out the van, but we're not going to no other location. We can sit and talk right here at the road. Untie me. I ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody trying to run from you. So what? So that you can tackle me in the woods and then really be easy to kill me? No, that's okay. I'm good. What do you have to say, sir? Would be my response. But nah, she gotta go and run it. Okay. She fight or flight. Cool. You running through the wood. You trying to get some help somewhere. Okay, I get that. Joe catches you though, because duh. And then he like, you freaking out and everything. He trying to restrain you or whatever. And then boom. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. That was an accident. Okay. Now, no, she did not deserve that. Of course, she did not deserve that. All right. But she shoved her way into the Quinn family afterwards. She shoved her way in. But shit, before that, before the Quinn family, when Joe was still in New York, she tracked him down. And then at that restaurant, she all like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to do this. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm going to turn you in. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm really going to kill you. Nah, I'm just playing. She just fucking with him. At this point, you just fucking with him. Girl, either turn... Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm not used to doing these voiceovers. I don't know what the hell happened to the rest of the damn clip. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What the hell was I saying? I was saying something about, girl, oh yeah, girl, either turn him in or leave him the hell alone. Okay? And then, I don't even know if I said this or not. Good God, I hope I did. So anyways, she stalks him in New York. Oh, I think I did say that. Anyway, okay, so Boom. So then she follows him out to LA, right? Shoves her way into the Quinn family. Even after she gets paid to stay away, she's still bothering 40. Not just bothering him, hunching on him. She's still hunching on 40. Like, I don't get it, okay? I don't get it. That first attempt on her life, no, she did not deserve it. But honey, it was the curiosity that killed her. Let's move on to Guinevere Beck. An unremarkable, spoiled, delusional manipulator who didn't care about anybody but herself. Let's start with school. She was a teacher's assistant who rarely finished any of her assignments, even the shortest ones. It could be like 2-3 pages. She ain't done with it. She flirted with her professor and then acted surprised when he tried to make a move on her. She then blackmails him into assigning her to another professor when she continued to refuse to turn in her work. With the new professor, she still struggled to get her shit done. Already spread too thin, she is a yoga instructor who falls asleep on the job. Then shows up late and doesn't work when Joe gives her a job. Joe, come on, bro. Come on, everybody talking about Joe the red flag. These bitches the red flag. Are you kidding me? Let's move on to her friends, okay? I'm saying that with air quotes. More specifically, Peach, okay? Who was literally obsessed with her. At the vacation house, she plied Beck with alcohol and drugs and offered her whatever the hell she wanted. So why did Beck stick around? Ain't biting. Did she really not know just how crazy Peach was, too? Or did she keep her around as a sort of a bailout plan whenever she gets in financial trouble? So we know she's manipulative. She kept Joe on a leash, okay? This bitch was crazy and fucking toxic as hell. She kept him on the leash while she hooked up with Dusties and Randos on Tinder. Okay. Then he tells her of his heartbreak with Candace, and she saw how it fucked them up. And then what'd she do? She chooses to betray him anyway, and then gaslights him into believing he was the one overreacting. Everything he did for Beck, literally everything, was out of love, and she refused to fucking see it. After learning it was Joe that paved the way for her, and even creating that low-tech writing retreat she always wanted, yeah, she was still ungrateful. Just like she was with her dad. Beck was bad and unspecial. She didn't deserve to die, but damn, girl, you kind of brought it on yourself, did you or did you not? Love Quinn. Love was Joe's soulmate, his match. But she was batshit crazy, okay? We all knew that bitch was batshit crazy. Joe should have known that she wasn't the one. Because even though he did think about it, he never actually killed for her. Think about it. No, he didn't. In season 2, he actually only killed 2 people. Henderson, who was a predator, and that was a mistake because he was wanting to go down there to get Hendy to confess. That whole thing was a mistake. He didn't mean to kill Henderson, but we didn't care because he was a predator, right? And we knew that what he was going to do to Ellie. The other dude that he killed was Jasper, a dude who cut off his finger and was going to kill him. Love was crazy, but she was a problem that Joe easily could have solved by giving her the attention that he knew that she needed. He should have killed Love in season 2 when she told him that she was pregnant, because he didn't actually love her. He let her live because of the baby, then convinced himself that he did love her because of the baby. Love killed her au pair, her husband, Delilah, Candace, Natalie, Gil, and kidnapped Sherry and Carrie and tried to kill that little boy toy. Love was a problem, okay? In season 3, Joe only killed 2 people as well. Ryan, who was a piece of shit, who deserved to die, and Love, Quinn, which I think we can all agree was in the best interest of everyone. But seriously, you can't blame him for that. That bitch was crazy. Oh my God, Kate. I fucking hate Kate Lockwood and chalk her up to being the closest slut with an open window. Yeah, you fucking heard me. I said what I said. I mean, come on, man. What woman does that in front of an open window who doesn't want to be seen? Bitch, get a OnlyFans. Are you serious? Doing it for free, too. Dumb bitch. Anyway, in season 4, Joe dissociated, right? It wasn't fake. Like, we saw him going batshit crazy. We saw him losing his mind. He had been doing pretty good and laying low and whatnot until he was caught, right? By that dude, right? The PI, the investigator for the Queens. He was forced into an impossible situation. One more kill and get a brand new life. Only Joe loved Marion. He literally killed for her. That's why he dissociated when forced with doing something with Marianne and not with Love. Do you see what I'm saying? He didn't kill for Love, so he didn't love her. But he couldn't let Marianne go, otherwise the guy that was blackmailing Joe would definitely find out. He definitely has an eye on Juliet, Marianne's kid. So if she just comes waltzing back a day or so later, it's over with for Joe. It's not just over with for Joe, it's over with for Joe and Marianne. They both dead. So this was kind of self-preservation and also kind of sort of preserving Marianne for as long as possible. But he knew she was going to have to die in order to not only continue to live the life that he wants to live as a free man, but to also embrace the monster within. During his fugue states, he had to brush up on killing. Like, he was a bit kind of rusty, you know? And who better to start with than Malcolm, Kate's love interest. Joe didn't kill Simon because of Blue. He did it out of convenience. Remember, he's gonna have a few refresher courses in the killing department, right? Because in seasons 2 and 3, he only killed like 4 people and one of them was an accident. That one loud chick, I forget her name, she was begging for it. And nobody really took her too seriously whenever she teased that he was the eat the rich killer. He wanted to kill Roald because of Kate, but I did notice he never even thought about killing Blessing, Phoebe, or Simon's sister. I don't know, maybe he had backup plans to frame them. Who the fuck knows, okay? But Reese was an understandable mistake. He thought Reese was real. Plus, Kate's dad was really powerful, and that's why he had to go. Joe kills for Love, not for his Love's father or family members for that matter. And Kate was just as evil, vindictive, manipulative, and abusive as all the rest of them. At the end of season 5, she admits to knowing Joe killed her father. Whether she knew that when she went to see him at the hospital or not, I don't know. But she definitely did know about Reese. And she knew that her dad had him go and do it. But she knew that he did it. Also, Kate knew. She knew he was smart enough to stage a murder and flee the country without getting caught and without her money. She knew exactly what he was. And as soon as her back is against the wall, after finding Joe's writings claiming they disgusted her, after 3 years of no violence, she asks for a kill. She put Nadia in jail. She covered up the DNA found on Reese. She knew he killed her father. And she knew he liked killing. She knew all of this before she asked him about Uncle Bob or Uncle Bill, Uncle whoever the fuck he was. Watch this damn thing 3 times, still don't know that man's name. Side note, why wouldn't she encourage his writings? Listen, he was doing so good with keeping his desires on paper. Her disapproving of his short stories was just the push he needed to not even flinch when she asked him to take care of Bob or Bill or who the fuck ever. Everything he did in season 5 was Kate's fault. Okay? You can't willingly marry a monster and then get scared when you see a few teeth. The Lockwood family was fucked up any damn way, and I was ready to kill Reagan my damn self as soon as she involved the kids. Hell, even Love Quinn had more decorum than that. And in season 4, Kate mentioned her father had 7 children. Well, where are the other 3? And where the hell is Kate's just due? She killed a bunch of kids or gave them cancer. I'm not really sure if they're dead or not. But she did all of that. And then she caused her father's death. Didn't flinch at that, but cry me a river when Reagan dies. Framed an innocent girl. Okay? And after all of that, all she get is a crunchy arm. Bull the fuck shit. This isn't about toxic masculinity and white male privilege. This is about white female privilege. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I should retitle this damn video. Let's get to the last bitch. Bronte Louise. Oh my fucking God. Okay. This has got to be the scariest bitch of them all, even above Love Quinn. Because listen, okay, hear me out. First of all, Beck was not your friend, little girl. Peach and Joe were both stalking Beck. I wonder if Bronte was doing that too. Beck was a teacher's assistant, okay? And judging by how fast she latched on Bronte, or Louise, or who the fuck ever she is today, judging by how fast she latched on to the Clayton crew and then to Joe, something tells me that friendship was a little more than likely one-sided. I mean, come on, she moved in to New York. Okay, now I know she was going to New York before, like, she was going to school before her mama got sick or whatever. But still, you gonna move back to New York. You gonna move in with somebody in New York that you have never met, like face to face before. All it is to stalk Joe Goldberg. Bitch, you are unhinged. Then she doesn't tell her friends until she was followed by them. Then play New York undercover to catch a guy who was just literally minding his own business. Everything Bronte did was manipulative. She manipulates her friends. She manipulates Joe. She takes advantage of his kindness and his money. And what? No punishment for her neither. And how in the ever-living fuck shit hell did she even make it out the damn basement, let alone dragged him out all on a broken ankle? Because remember Dane? Do you remember? Speaking the fuck of Dane, bitch, he had this whole ass man in a cage right in front of you. Had the tools, different tools, to kill him. And you are still convinced. Bitch, you knew what he was. You knew what he was. But going back to it, Kate really could have escaped out that back door because you remember how he lured what that boy named Benji. You remember how he lured Benji down there? Okay. But I would have liked to have seen that, right? I would have liked to have seen how in the hell she done got up out of that after being shot in the stomach. That was crazy. Also, Nadia went down for Reese's murder, but who took the fall for Eddie? She was literally sitting in his blood with the murder weapon as the sirens approached. Like, did anybody go down for Eddie? And and how did Joe put all of this shit together so damn quickly? Because listen, I watched this so many fucking times, and I noticed, y'all, Eddie and Nadia fell asleep in the library at the school, right? Joe was doing all of that fuck shit, killed what her name, Kate's daddy. That's what he was doing that night, and they were, studying, or what, not studying, but like looking up on Joe, right? So first thing in the morning, Joe goes and jumps off of a bridge, gets taken to the hospital. Kate sees him, and then he's able to put together this whole elaborate. I don't understand. I really don't get it because, no, listen, hear me out. Listen. Because all of that morning when he jumped off the bridge, that's when Nadia and Eddie got up to go to Joe's apartment and go snooping again. Well, they got up to go and do look at the cage, and then they went to his apartment, right? No. They did the cage the day before. Listen, I didn't write none of this shit down. I'm sorry. So they get up and they go straight to his apartment. She goes peeking through. She finds Reese's things. Okay. She goes down the steps to meet up with Eddie, but oopsie daisies, Eddie's already dead. Joe's there. And then Joe say, the police are going to find a box of Reese Montrose's things on your bed. They're going to, in your room, and they're going to put together that it belonged to Eddie, and that's why you killed Eddie. What happened with that? Because, okay, the box may have been found in her room, but he said that the police will know that it was Eddie. So what happened with that? I am so confused. I'm just so confused. If anybody has answers, please put it in the comments below because I'm very confused. But going back to the fire, why in the hell? I'm sorry, I have so many questions. Why in the hell didn't Nadia and Marion stay? Like, you don't have to be there to see him getting shot, but you didn't even stay in the building. The both of y'all left. Yeah, so I don't understand why Louise Sante saved Joe but not Kate. Like, cause I can understand she probably thinking like, well, I'm not gonna let him die. That's too easy of an out for him or whatever, right? So you're gonna get your just due. But at the expense of Kate, clearly you didn't help her. You couldn't have. You were carrying Joe and then you ran away with Joe. So you sacrificed Kate because you just had to know what happened to Beck. Beck is dead. I'm sure there's an autopsy report that says that she was choked the fuck out. Bronte Louise was a fucking whore, and she wanted a guy like Joe, and she couldn't quit poking the damn bear. In the end, Joe tried a few times to quell his desires, but every time he did, some crazy bitch made him kill again. Hell, he even tried to drown himself, but it was Kate's thin-lipped ass that just had to invade his dying brain, and he held on to that. Had Kate have just stayed away, never went to the hospital, it probably would have ended. Joe probably would have tried to kill himself again. Joe Goldberg really was a product of his environment. And I'm sorry, but he didn't deserve the life that he was thrusted into. All he wanted was to love and to be loved. What he got was a 2-inch dick and a life sentence and even more psychotic bitches. That's the end of the video. Like and subscribe or what the fuck ever. Bye-bye.